Hi guys, and welcome back for the love of food. I'm going to show you how to make a seafood stock. So, as the seasons went by, we had lobster at our house, and we don't eat the bodies of the lobster, which includes the head and maybe a few of the claws. We had king crab legs, so we have just the shells that we already used. You might find that you might have had some shrimp that you had to peel. And so you can see we have some leftover shrimp skin in there. So basically, anytime you have seafood in a shell, once you're done eating that seafood, go ahead and save the shells or the bodies from the lobster that you have left over, because this makes an amazing stock. I always prefer to make my own stock rather than using any type of bouillon or any type of canned or pre-made stock, because it's full of additives and sodium and stuff, and I really like to control what I put in my food. And the taste that you get from making a homemade stock versus like something that came out of a bouillon or a can is 100 times better. It'll always make your dishes taste a lot better. So what I do is, as you have the lobster, I just keep everything in a big Ziploc bag in the freezer. And then once I have enough of it, or aka you're running out of the room in the freezer like I was, I'm like, all right, it's time to do a stock. I'm home for the day, so I just grabbed my crock pot. I threw in the shells that I had in the freezer. Everything's still frozen, so you don't have to let it defrost. And what I added was some onion, and you don't have to, again, if you maybe watched the previous tutorial I did on stock, you don't have to use perfect cuts of anything. So if you have an onion, just cut it, leave the skin on. If you have some celery in the middle, you'll always find the leaves or the ends that you usually don't eat. Discard. Don't throw them out. Stick them in the freezer. You'll use it for your stock. So I added 1 carrot that I just cut up and cubed up. Again, it's not peeled. I just roughly chopped it. So we got the celery, the onions, the leftover seafood shells. I added some pepper, ground fresh pepper, and then 2 bay leaves to my stock. And I'm going to leave my stock on high. I'm going to put the cover on it, and I'm going to leave it for a good 6 to 7 hours. After that, you can let it cool. Strain your stock, make sure there's nothing. You either want to use a fine cylinder strainer, so that way no shell pieces get in your stock. And then what I do, and we'll go through this in the video once I'm done, is I let my stock cool once it's strained, and then I pour it into big Ziploc baggies, and I double them up. And then you write what it is. It's, seafood stock. And then you simply put it in the freezer. So that way when you're going to make some sort of, whether you're going to make a risotto or a seafood Newburg or any type of a chowder or seafood stew, you'll have this amazing stock ready for you to go.